After watching this video, I feel that it impacted me personally, and I feel that how it's empowering to share your story. So, how do you feel about sharing your story, and what your message to those people who are scared or who are struggling to share their stories?
Just being open about it and talk about your experience. You should not be scared of talking about your struggles. And the people who put labels on you, they should be ashamed of themselves, I think, because labels are not good. We all human. We all have brain, body, blood. So we should not be putting labels on people, you know? I think that's a big message I wanted to share with it.
So I stutter sometime, and I'm a stutterer. For a while I tried to keep it for myself. I just kind of feel ashamed of it, and then and then eventually I realized, it's just something that I have, and I have to deal with it, and there is nothing wrong with it. And when I accept it, I got better. As long as you want to keep it, you keep hating yourself. You're like, the heck is wrong with me? Like, what is going on? And mental health is not something that anyone else could understand, and until you have it, no one else can understand why I stutter. The reason behind it. The same way I cannot understand anyone else who has depression or anxiety or whatever.
Like you can do anything. Like you can change the world like by doing like different projects and stuff, and you can go out there and and help like, people who are like suffering, I guess.
When you talk about it, you realize you're not alone in this world with this problem, and you're not the only one who's dealing with it, right? And then you realize how there's a lot of people like you, and then you start feeling good about yourself, and you start accepting yourself. You're like, it's cool, something that I have and I should be proud of. I mean, not anyone can deal with it.
When you talk about things, it makes them less scary. When you keep them bottled up, it makes them feel very, very scary. It makes you feel like you're the only person going through them. And I spent many years of my life feeling like I was the only one that was going through all these different challenges, especially as a refugee. We don't talk about it in my household. Many refugee households don't talk about it. And it seemed as like something that you're making it up, or like it's not real. You could just pretend to be happy and you'll be fine. But I'm here to say that that's not real. That's not true. And it's important to allow yourself to feel those things and to find somebody that you trust that you can talk to. It took me a really long time to find somebody I can talk to. Keep trying until you find someone.
Aziza, you shared a very personal story. How do you feel about it right now?
So I answered on an earlier clip about mental health challenge, that the first time that I really struggled with mental health was at the age of 13. And it was the first time that I attempted suicide.
Okay, let's watch this part of your video.
For me, this topic hits home because I struggle with multiple mental health mental health illnesses and challenges, and I feel like from the age of 13 I've struggled with it, and because there's such a strong stigma around it, I was not able to talk about it. So I was forced to deal with it on my own, and I was not equipped and I did not have the tools. It put me in a very, very dark place where I attempted suicide 8 times before the age of 20. And that should not have been my reality, and that should not be anybody's reality. So I want to share my story to let people know that it's okay to talk about this, that we should be all talking about this.
What is so important about talking about mental health?
Where I grew up, no one talks about mental health, and it's something that you should be ashamed of if you talk about it. So, where I think I'm really passionate about, because I really want to help people, especially because if you think about it, like different cultures are different in like psychology and how they understand it from different backgrounds, you know. So coming from that, I can understand people from my culture as well, from like where I'm studying right now, the American culture as well. So it's really important to me, and I think I will probably help, hopefully, especially children. So I'm really passionate about that.
I still struggle with a lot of mental health issues. In this moment in my life, I have learned the importance of taking care of myself, and sometimes that means ignoring the advice of others that may not understand what you're going through, that they may give you advice that don't work for you. I have gotten many advice that are like, oh, just go for a walk, you'll be fine. Although those are good advices, they don't always work in certain like situations, and sometimes the best thing you can do for yourself is ignore those advice at those specific times, and like I said, find someone that you can connect with and keep trying until you find someone. Is very important.
First of all, like it's not a shame to talk about that. Like I struggle with that. Everyone struggle with that. Because when I came to America, after 3 years, I lost my dad. Like I was like 13, and it really affected me, like with school and stuff. And sorry if I, sorry, sorry. Yeah. So and it was, it was, it was, it was hard for my mom, and we had to like struggle a lot, and 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 I didn't have no one to help my mom and stuff.
I was really attached and moved about your story. Can you please tell us more and how you feel right now?
Um, I believe in the power of stories. I believe that stories hold so much, way more power than we give them. They provide us with insights and information, and also they give us glimpses of the life of those individuals. For me, I would rather have another 13-year-old watch my story and know the struggle that I've been through, and realize that they're not alone in their thoughts and their feelings, and have them like get the help that they need, and have them find someone to talk to way earlier on than spend the next 5 years repeating that experience until they finally find someone to listen to them.
It's important because everyone struggles with mental health. Either we go to jobs, we get frustrated, we come home, we get sad, or get anxiety every day, we go to work sometimes. So everybody struggles with mental health, and that's why it's important to talk about it. It's important to share our stories, to tell people that you're not alone in this, because I went through this too, you know?